Every time you download an app on your iPhone or iPad, you're really just seeing the very last step of this huge complex journey. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the one tool that makes it all happen, App Store Connect.
I mean, it really does feel like magic, doesn't it? You tap a button, and boom, this incredible piece of software just appears on your phone. But how does that actually work? What's the real journey that takes an idea from just a line of code on a developer's computer to a living, breathing app right there in your hand?
Well, the answer to that question is pretty much App Store Connect. The best way to think of it is as mission control for literally every app. It's this web platform that manages the entire lifecycle of an app, not just for iOS, but for all of Apple's platforms, from your Mac to your watch and everything in between.
Now, it's really important to understand the difference here. Developers use a tool called Xcode. That's their workshop. It's where they write the code, design the interface, and build the app. But as soon as that build is done, it gets handed off. And that's where App Store Connect takes over, acting like an air traffic control tower, managing the app's entire flight path all the way to the App Store.
So let's start right at the beginning, with the pre-launch checklist. Because before any app sees the light of day, developers have to go through a whole series of really critical steps, and it all happens right inside App Store Connect. This is basically where an app gets its personality. It's where you set the name, you write that catchy description, and you upload all the great screenshots in the app icon, the first things you actually see in the store. But it's also where the big business decisions get made, like how much the app is going to cost and which countries it'll be available in. It's really a mix of marketing and pure logistics. You wouldn't launch a spaceship without a bunch of tests, right? It's the same idea here. App Store Connect works hand in hand with a service called TestFlight. This lets developers invite people from their own team to thousands of external beta testers to try out the app before it goes live. This step is absolutely crucial for finding bugs and getting feedback to make sure launch day goes smoothly. And then you have the final gatekeeper. Once the app is tested and polished, it's submitted through App Store Connect for Apple's official review. And this is no joke. Apple's team goes through every app with a fine-tooth comb to make sure it's secure, stable, and meets their pretty strict guidelines. Only after it passes this review can an app actually be released. But hey, the work isn't over when the app launches. Not even close. In fact, that's really just the beginning. So now let's look at how App Store Connect helps manage an app once it's out there in the wild. Okay, this is where all the data lives. App Store Connect has this fantastic analytics dashboard. Developers can see how many people are downloading their app, track sales, and, most importantly, monitor for things like crashes. This data is pure gold because it tells them what's working, what's not, and how to make the app even better.
Building an app is almost always a team effort, right? And App Store Connect is built for that. You can assign very specific roles. The admin, well, they have the keys to the kingdom, but a developer might only have permission to upload new versions. And someone on the marketing team can change screenshots and text without ever needing to touch the technical stuff. It's all about giving the right people the right access.
And look, we're not going to get too deep in the weeds here, but it's really important to know that App Store Connect handles all the super technical behind-the-scenes stuff too. We're talking security certificates, the things that let you get push notifications, all the complex bits that just need to work so your app runs securely. It's the magic that keeps everything safe and sound.
All right, so we've looked at all the different pieces. Let's zoom out now and put it all together to see the entire journey, from the first line of code to the download button. This is the whole flow. Okay, here it is from start to finish. Step 1, the developer builds the app in their workshop, Xcode. Step 2, they upload that finished build and all the marketing info to Mission Control, App Store Connect. Step 3, it gets submitted for that all-important review. Step 4, once it gets the green light, it's published to the world. And finally, Step 5, the developer starts monitoring its performance, which kicks off the whole cycle of improvement all over again.
If you wanted to boil this entire process down to just one sentence, this would be it. It's perfect. Xcode builds it, TestFlight validates it, and App Store Connect governs it. It's the boss.
So let's wrap this up. Why is this one platform so unbelievably important? Well, because it's not just a tool, it's the ultimate governor of this massive, massive digital world. I mean, just stop and think about the scale for a second. Every single app on your iPhone, your Mac, your Apple Watch, your iPad, your Apple TV, every single one had to pass through this one gateway. App Store Connect is both the choke point and the launchpad for the entire Apple software universe. So at the end of the day, App Store Connect isn't just a website where you upload files. It's the platform that governs an app's entire life, from how it gets distributed, to making sure it follows the rules, to how well it performs out in the real world. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. We've seen that App Store Connect is the gatekeeper to one of the most valuable marketplaces on the entire planet. Which makes you wonder, beyond just having good code, what does it really take for an app to get through that gate and actually succeed on the other side? It's something to think about next time you tap download.